What is going on, you guys? Today I have another quick episode for you. This one is from a guy named Steph is Cold, and this video is called The Only Video You'll Need on Female Nature. Let's hop into it.
YouTube, what did you? It's your boy Steph. I got a question. My dude, I'm a 30-year-old virgin. I believe in waiting for marriage. I turned down college girls. I turned down strippers. I turned down hookers. I turned down models. Turned down every relation that I could have waiting for a woman. Thought I found her, invested in myself emotionally over 3 months. I turned down the guts because I wanted to be a respectful man. Now I'm hooked, and another dude is digging her down. I want my power back. How do I get it? You don't get it back. You lost. You lost. You lost from birth. As soon as you were born, you lost. Y'all gotta understand, man. We had a disadvantage, dog. So as soon as we born, bro, we had a disadvantage. Disadvantage. Because who taught you this? Who taught you this? Your mama? Your father was probably beta, the church. They probably taught you it. Putting the propaganda in your brain, making it seem like women are nice and everything are nice and sweet and spice. And everything nice, and that's not just what it is. Because you believe everything on TV. Because what, you think that these women ain't getting their guts dug out at the age of 15, 16? Because of what your mama said? Because of what your teacher said? Because of what the people at your school said? Women ain't like that? So you gonna wait? All these years you're only waiting because you thought there was a one out there for you. There is no soulmate. There is no one.
I agree with that. Like, there is no the one. I just think there are ones for you that work, right? Like, the world is so abundant. Like, there's literally so many women in the world, and sure, there may be a large number who are the wrong fit for you, but there's also a lot that could be the right fit for you. You just have to be getting yourself out there and know how to look for them too, right? So that's one problem a lot of guys go through, is they get into something called like a scarcity mindset. Even if they're not in abundance, in reality, right? You can have an abundance mindset, like, you know what you're capable of. Because I think that's something important, is knowing you're capable, right? And actually also knowing what you're doing with women once you get into these situations, because a lot of guys are naive with women, so they kind of get played, or like they're like a doormat in these situations. And if you're naive, you're not going to know the red flags, the toxic situations to look out for, so you can find the green flags and the material that is like girlfriend material, or mother material, or whatever you want to say, right? So not being naive. And yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the reality of the situation. You know, I think guys are too, what would you say? Like too wrapped up in like the Disney fairy tale. Like, there's no the one. There are ones that could be a great fit for you. So when you get into scarcity mindset, you get so like, oh, but that was the one. I needed it to work out with her. Why didn't it work out with her? I'll never find another one. And that's just like a bad, I mean, I'll just be honest with you. Like, that's just a bad mindset to have, because literally, like, really, you're going to be so bitter that you're going to retire and hang up because it didn't work out with one girl. That might be a smack to the face to hear, right? But like, it's just like, it's the truth, you know? Oftentimes, maybe that situation where it didn't work out with the girl was from poor decision making, and you didn't know what you were doing with women, right? So you didn't know how to pick the right one. And test, basically just like do little tests to figure out if she's a good fit for you long term to keep around. That's the whole, basically what he's getting at right now. And also, I guess another point he was making, which was kind of funny, I guess, but like, and it's also sad, right? He was talking about like young girls, you know, like high school age, you know, getting intimate with other guys. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, I've seen that. It's poor decision making, realistically, right? Because a lot of them are not smart with what they're doing, right? And a lot of them don't use protection. I mean, like, when I was in high school, I saw a number of girls either towards the end of high school or like right after high school, get pregnant, and they had so much life to live afterwards. I mean, it's not that you can't turn it around, but you make it that much more difficult for you by accidentally having a kid too soon. That's basically what I'm getting at. That's like why it's kind of sad,
All these years, you could have experienced a lot of great experiences, but because of a lie that you believed in from birth, you believe that there was just this one, and then when you get her, you hold off over 3 months. That proves my theory that no woman is celibate. It is physically impossible for a woman to be celibate unless she's pregnant. 2 things a woman needs to function: a digging stick and attention. Those are 2 things that she needs.
I mean, it's important to know that like attention, there's a quote like attention is the coin in the realm of women. I think I'm getting that wrong. So attention is currency in the realm of women, basically, right? So like that's one of the things that they value the most. That's why they say it's currency in the realm of women.
And if she doesn't get one of those 2 things, she's going to seek from it elsewhere. Trust me when I say that.
And I guess just to play devil's advocate there, like he's mostly right, to be honest, right? Like it's sort of like the maybe the harsh truth, but it's to play devil's advocate. It's rare, I would say. It's rare to find a girl who is actually celibate, right? Like actually super healthy mindset, has never gotten intimate with someone before, right? Or barely does, right? Like that's like, I feel like super rare, to be honest. And they don't want you to know that they are maybe relatively active with intimacy because it truthfully, they know subconsciously at least that it doesn't look good. Like when another guy sees that, like they'll be like, oh, like, you've been with a lot of people. And truthfully, I think it goes both ways, right? Like I think there are girls that see guys that way too, right? I think a lot of guys there's some guys that have some ego around it. Like girls would prefer a guy who had been with a lot of women because of like the experience thing. But I don't know. I think it depends, really. I think it does both sides, men and women, damage to sleep around too much, basically.
That's why it makes no logical sense to mess with a woman long term if you're in a relationship and y'all don't have sex right away. It makes no logical sense. It's because you're thinking like, okay, I'm a respectful man. They hate respectful men. They hate it. What you respectful for? Respectful towards what? Y'all laying in the bed, she poking her butt out in your head. I'm a respectful man. I'm a respectful man. What you finna do? I guarantee you beat your meat. She got all her booty out all on you. I'm a respectful man. I'm not gonna hit it. She probably just dripping wet up in the bed. Like, I just want him to take it from me. Y'all, these women have fantasies, dog, that they don't even like talking about. Y'all know that? This gonna be the realest female nature video I ever do. Y'all gotta get out of this blue pill thinking of how women are, bro. That's not how they are.
Blue pill is just basically like you're too nice, right? Like too much in like Disney fantasy land. Like, oh, the one, or oh, don't worry, Jimmy. Like, keep doing what you're doing, even though it hasn't been working for you. Keep doing what you're doing, and the right girl's just gonna fall out of the sky for you one day. I promise. Right? You obviously have to change what you're doing if you haven't been getting the results that you want. Because the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So just keep that in mind.
That's not how they are. Don't think that a woman is a 304 because she sleep with you on the first night. No, she ain't no 304. She just finds you hella attractive.
Yeah.
You just it for her at that moment. And she gonna give it to you. Get out the mindset of, I'm gonna be a respectful man and I'm gonna turn down all these chicks for this right one. You think she was turning down all them dick and sticks on spring break? Was she in college? After she graduated college, you know how many miles she got up on her? And I'm gonna be honest, bro. The average woman ain't getting good digging stick. She's not getting good emotional attachment digging stick. The average woman is getting mediocre. The average woman is getting a mediocre stroke. That's why, if you ever notice when you give a chick some good, and she just fall in love, you know why she fall in love, bro? Because she don't get that. Yeah, these women be sleeping around, but they sleeping around, bro. It's not like it's extraordinary to them. Like, oh my God, this experience. They just have an experience of different digging sticks. They're not having it.
Well, I mean, also think about that on, like, there's a lot of different levels to that too, right? Like, if a girl, it's not the best sign if she has an Instagram in the first place, and then obviously it's a great it's a great sign if she doesn't have an Instagram. But if she has an Instagram and she has a lot of followers, I mean, like, let's not kid ourselves here, right? Like, I mean, she has a lot of followers. She posts a story, she posts a picture, especially of herself, right? A selfie, whatever, right? Especially showing some skin, anything like that, right? Thirst traps, whatever, right? Like, she's gonna be getting DMs. And basically what he's talking about right now is that each step of the dating process, he's talking about intimacy right now, but each step of the dating process, there's gonna be guys that stick out, right? If you're just another guy in her DMs, how are you gonna stick out? When you get out on a date, how do you stick out? What makes you different than the other guys? And I'm not saying, like, to try to impress her. That's not what I'm saying at all, right? I'm saying being different in a way where you're not trying to bend at the knee for her, basically, right? Like you're actually chill. You don't care if it works out or not. I mean, she seems like a cool girl, but you actually want to know more about her to actually see if you want to keep hanging out with her, right? She's attractive, but you want to know if she's cool and it's worth continuing to hang out with her. That's such a better mindset, like, versus like, oh, I wonder if she likes me. Yeah. You know, because a lot of guys fall into that, and they like overthink about girls rather than like being the guy who is detached from the outcome, right? Because he knows it would be easy for him to find someone that's the right fit for him. So it really makes no difference if this date goes well. Just, I mean, being as authentic as possible, being kind and confident, and seeing where it leads, right? I mean, she'll show you, basically. Not necessarily just through her words, but especially through her actions. You'll see what kind of girl she is. I mean, just like anybody else, right? So, just a good side note to this.
Experience of getting their guts dug out to their butt. They not having that experience. They getting experience of he's digging her out and then he busts out, I'm on the butt, and then he busts out and then she get up and leave. She got about like 20 of them, 15 of them, 10 of them under her notch count. And probably one of the guys that's digging her out till she busts. Just keeping it a butt. You cannot go through this life having this mentality about women. Dog, women are nasty. Plain and simple. They are. They just are, fellas. That's just how they are. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't want you.
And they don't want you to know that, right? But like he's saying, like, they have this, they're just as sexual and just as attracted to men as we are to them, right? So, like, they kind of hide it a little better, I would say. But don't be fooled, basically, is what he's saying.
Going through this stage of, oh, I hate them. You don't have to hate them. You just have to embrace it and adapt to how they are and treat them as such.
Yep, and definitely I agree with that, right? Like, not getting into the red pill rage, not being bitter, not hating women, that's stupid. Like, I'll just be real with you. Like, that's stupid, and you need to get over it. Like, I'm kind of gonna big bro you right now. Like at some point, I know whatever you went through was hard, and I'm sorry, right? Now, what are you gonna do about it? Because there's still good women out there, and you need to know what you're doing so you can have the lenses or the glasses, like that X-ray vision, for high quality ones. So you can stay a victim, or you can do what he's talking about. It's not worth hating them. You're really just poisoning yourself at that point, right? Like, Like, you can still have an amazing dating life. You can still have an amazing relationship if you get past that. So that's a good point.
It's not hard, bro. It's very simple. She want to get on her knees and give you the business and shuck you to your butt. She want to do that. She want to. They like it when you just you make them wet over the phone just by talking to them, just seducing them. They like that. See, I told y'all how to do that already. But if guys are still not getting it, it's because they're not applying it. They like that. They like that kinky stuff, man. Laundry room. You in the laundry room, bending her over, giving her the business. They like that, bruh. They like when she making a meal for you in the kitchen. You come up behind her and start kissing her and stuff, and she just stop cooking. You just dig her out right on the kitchen table, right on the kitchen counter. Give her the quick business. Because it's true. But when you a guy, I'm gonna keep it in my pants. I'm gonna keep it in my pants. I'm not gonna dig her out for 3 months. You think she's gonna wait 90 days? Dog, we all in quarantine right now. These women is going crazy. Y'all already seen Boris Kujo, whatever, I don't even know his name, whatever his wife was saying. She said she missed the single life. She don't miss the single life. She just missed the perks of the single life. All that free attention that she was getting from them simps, from them orbiters, her hoverers. She like...
Remember that, right? What I was saying about the Instagram thing? It doesn't have to be Instagram. It happens in person too, right? Like, you're not with your girlfriend and she's at the gym and there's a guy there that doesn't know that she's in a relationship, right? Like, if there's a confident guy there who's willing to approach at some point, he might be willing to walk up and find out, right? And I promise you, there's a bunch of other guys that are attracted to the girl that you're interested in or dating. And at the same time, the other thing worth mentioning, like, because that says like the in-person version of orbiters, right? Like different versions, different levels of that. And then even like Instagram's a great example, right? Because she posts anything basically, and she gets DMs, a fire emoji, guy actually saying something to her, right? Like, oh, you look good, And I mean, that's a little bit weak. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, it's like, there's that kind of guy. I've been dating girls and they posted a picture of the two of us, which still is a bit interesting because it's like sort of seeking attention still, in my opinion. That's what it seems like. And then she would still get messages from guys like her ex, like, oh, are you guys serious? Right? And she was like, yes, it's none of your business. Or like, there's a guy that was like, straight up, she just messaged her like, dump him. And it's like, you see how bad it is, right? Like, this guy's orbiting, and it's basically weak behavior. Like, she has them like around, but she knows who she's actually interested in. So that's what he's talking about.
Went out in the marketplace and walk in and, oh, hey, girl. They like that. Women like that. Women like that. 90% of women like that. And when I'm watching the interview, he's sitting there like, I don't care. Unbothered, unemotional. Because he don't. You don't want to be like the orbiters. Stop being like them. Stop being like them, man. Stop being like the average dude, man. The average blue pill dude. A guy can look like he alpha and just blue pill as hell.
So it looks like a Chad. Looks like he would do really well with women. Like, looks like he's like a smooth guy, but blue pill or weak or basically what he's getting at is like being like very naive, weak, like, oh, you're beautiful, like that kind of stuff, right?
No understanding, no awareness. That's why you want to have the best of both worlds. Get rid of this mindset of women is not out here getting their guts dug out, because they are. And I never forget, I told y'all, it was this chick on Instagram. My homegirl, I know her, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, I'm a virgin. I'm laughing. In my head, I'm like, who is she talking to? I'm celibate. In my head, who is she talking to? She's not talking to me. In general, fellas. Nah, she's talking to the guy that she wants to trap to give him the persona of, I'm a good girl. Ain't no good girl. They're just women. Ain't no good or bad women. They're just women.
The past is the past. Don't ask me about it. That kind of thing.
Some guy asked me, Steph, can you be alpha in a relationship? Duh. It's not what you do, it's how you're doing it. How you're saying it. How you're moving. It's not what you're hearing, it's how you're applying it. The how is better than the what. The applying is better than the hearing. Some of y'all want a chick, 3 chicks, 4 chicks, 5 chicks. You can't even handle one.
That's a good point. I mean, that could be a headache in itself, right? Like dating more than one girl, right? I mean, and, some guys will say basically like, oh, they want like a rotation or what he's talking about, right? Like dating more than one at once, and seeing her for a while. I think that would be kind of a headache, depending on how you manage it, right? Like I think some guys can do it, right? Like they can manage it and, have people not get jealous or angry, as long as you're honest, right? That's the same thing, right? Like some guys, they like end up cheating, and instead of lying because they got caught, they're dishonest, right? And as much as maybe the girl shouldn't take him back in that situation, maybe she does because he was honest, right? So I'm not condoning cheating, by the way. I'm just saying like that's just a thing that happens. And so it's interesting, right? What he's saying, right? Like guys wanting more than one, right? Dating more than one girl, but they can't handle one. That's a good point, right? Like they can't even get it down with one. It's like you get the first act down, make it feel natural, like second nature, before you start trying to spin a second plate, is what he's saying.
And then when you get the one, you insecure because you got these blue pill theories.
Mm.
And when I say get the one, I don't mean the one. When I say get the one, I'm just saying in general, you get the girl.
Yeah.
Get rid of the idea of I'm gonna be respectful towards her. Nah, baby girl, this is what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. You down or you not? Get rid of all them games and all that BS, fam. Y'all be beating around the bush. Beating around the bush. Goofy, come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, what he's talking about is you leading as a man rather than being weak and being more feminine, so she has to be in the masculine and lead. Right? That should send an alarm off for you, like, oh, maybe I need to learn how to lead. Right? Because if you don't, she will. And typically they lose respect for you in that situation because they want you to lead and you're not. And truthfully, no matter how masculine she might be, she's always going to be looking for a guy who's more masculine than her so she can be in her feminine. So I know, because that can go down the boss babe rabbit hole, right? Like, oh, she's too masculine. But really, even that girl wants a guy to be more masculine than her so she can follow his lead and fall into her feminine, right? That's just the truth.
Oh, that's how y'all sound. Goofy. Then Donald Duck, I'm coming. You goofy. You think that she gonna wait 3 months for you? Dog, ain't no woman is single, fam. Somebody is digging out them guts. All these women is getting dug out. Believe me when I say that. And I'm going to tell you this. When a woman is on her break, when a woman is taking her break in a relationship, that break, she's going to get her guts dug out. Trust and believe me when I say that. And when you get your girl back, just know somebody was digging out them guts. Believe me when I say that. It might not be the best she ever had. It might be the best she ever had. You better hope that you the best she ever had.
That's something worth remembering. It's not always going to be the case, but Probably a lot of the time, because something to do with like the orbiters he was talking about. Like a lot of women line up their next option. Like guys don't really do this, right? Or not many guys do at least. But a lot of women line up their next option. Like they have in mind, which is terrible, right? Should tell you something, right? They line up. They already have someone in mind for their next option, like the next guy in line, right? For when she needs a break, or when, for some reason, she wants to break up. That's probably why she wants to break up, is because she has someone in mind who she thinks is better, right? And what I recommend you to do is not have a conversation with her about it. Just say, hey, I understand, I respect your decision, and I wish you the best. No conversation about it. Because one, you don't want her back if she goes, wait, what? What do you mean? I wish you all the best. You don't want to talk about it? Because you're sure, and you know that she's been thinking about that, so she made that decision in advance. So you don't need to talk about it. Because she went straight for saying let's break up or let's take a break instead of asking to talk about it first. Right? So get that straight. And either way, whatever happens there, you just walk away. If she jumps straight to the let's take a break, or I think we should break up, right? You say, okay, cool. Wish you the best. Easy, right? Because it saves you both the time. And then basically, you're going to save yourself some more heartbreak. Like, you don't need the closure, realistically. And you don't need to have a long, drawn-up conversation. Ask your question. Talk about why it's happening, blah, blah, blah. Just, I respect your decision. I understand. And I wish you all the best. Boom. Hey, I got to run. Have a good night. That's it.
Everything you need to know about female nature will be in this video. Get rid of the ideas of she's not like that. Oh, I don't believe my girl's like that. Get rid of that idea. Don't hate him. I hate you. No. Understand it.
Yep.
Oh, that's what she on? I'm gonna fall back.
Don't hate it. Don't be bitter. Just understand female nature so you can act accordingly and find the best option for you.
I'm gonna fall back. Dude, these women are lying. So these women say, yeah, I got a tight gut. My guts is tight, and then you put it in, her guts is big like SpongeBob mouth. Wide. You're like, ugh, she lying. It just turn you off right there. Does that mean she been going her whole life? She trying to put on this persona like she not going. The average woman is more attracted to the sex. What should I say? The average woman not attracted. The average woman is getting sex more than the average guy. You fell in love, or should I say, you got hooked because it's something you never had, bro. It's something you never experienced. We all been hooked before. But I'm gonna tell you now, dog, you gotta take the red pill, my G, because right now, you blue pill as fuck right now.
And I mean, realistically, we all have a red pill moment. And it's basically what you do there, right? Like not staying bitter, not hating women afterwards, moving forward, still loving women, still loving interacting with them, talking with them, dating them, still being able to create an awesome relationship or even a family, right? So not staying bitter, because that's not going to serve you, and you can stay a victim your whole life if you want, right? I'll just tell you that straight up. Or you can figure it out. You can choose your heart, basically. So that's a good point. Like, you're going to get red pilled one way or the other, right? Whether it's from being naive in your relationship, and you don't know until you know, right? Like, you've learned a lesson enough till you get it. Because some guys, like, I hear guys say crazy stuff, like, oh, this is my third divorce. Fourth time's the charm. It's like, what? Maybe you haven't learned. Yeah, but there's a point. It's basically a pain threshold, right? Where you're going to get it finally. It's going to click. And you're going to find a lot more of the stuff out. So you learn it the hard way, or you find guys like Steph, right? And they talk about this kind of stuff until you kind of get it a little more before getting into these situations. And truthfully, honestly, you're probably going to go through a big or a small red pill situation where you kind of get smacked up a little bit and you're like, oh, like, that sucked. But now I get it a little more each time, right? So good to find some of this content and utilize it, but don't stay bitter. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I know I've said that enough in this video, but he's making some good points.
Get rid of the philosophy of they're nice, I gotta be respectful to them. No, get rid of that philosophy. Be respectful to your elders.
Be respectful, but not a doormat or a pushover, right? Just act like it's no big deal what happens, right? You want to take them out for a coffee, see if there's a vibe, right? See if there's a good connection. That's it, right? Easy. It doesn't matter. You have to be detached from the outcome. That's the whole thing, because a lot of guys will be like, oh, I need this to work out. I want this to work out. She was the one. This might be the one. Maybe this is my next girlfriend. You know, you can't do that. You can't put that kind of pressure on it, because then you mess up the whole situation in your head, right? But to do exactly what he's saying.
If you at the store, you know what I'm saying? You at the store, you hold the door open. That's cool. Still be a gentleman. Be a nice person in the public.
Yeah.
But when it's one-on-one interaction, it's one-on-one. You get that nice guy. Get that out of here. Understand these things, fellas. Women are not who we thought they were. Women are who I'm telling you who they are in this video and all my other videos. They're not nice and everything sweet. They're just who they are. And all you have to do is to understand and adapt so you can be cold.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, a lot of good points in that video. Definitely a little bit different than my other videos, but like I like the things that this guy brings up. I mean, they're like sort of like brutal truths to kind of get into your head, right? So we can stop being so naive, stop being so stubborn about things being a particular way with dating, and realize like we kind of need to understand dating dynamics, female nature, so we can actually enjoy a fulfilling dating life, however you want that to look, right? So I hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. You got this, bro.